I'm Marcus Schneider, you're watching Schneider Classics. Today on Schneider and Son Classic Restorations, I'm going to talk about how I got started in the automotive industry. And mostly how I started was small engine repair. And if you stay tuned to the end of the video, you're going to see who we're finally going to give the 1,000 subscriber giveaway toolbox to. Because that's been up there for a while. And I almost forgot about it. But most people ask, they go like, how do I get into mechanics? How do I get mechanics and everything like that? I grew up as a I grew up as a poor old country boy. And by what I mean by that is I didn't have 2 dimes to rub together most days. And so how did I get stuff and everything? And that's kind of how I got into doing scrap, is you go around to a lot of local farmers and you see what you can pick up and grab and just see what they're like. Well, if I can work for you for a little bit, well, can I have that's in the bush line? Can I have that tractor, that push mower, that lawnmower? Here, I'll give you $25 for it. Here, do that and this. It's like, and it still plays tribute to this day, because I got both of these generators from a business that was just going to scrap them. They were just going to throw them out because it says good January 2024, but they're not reliable enough for them because, and I know why. I was tinkering around with this one. They only use them once a year, and so the gas would go bad in them. So I think they went to electric ones, just because they were like, we need stuff that doesn't go bad, and so the gas kept going bad in them, so they weren't good for them. It was bad for the business. It was losing the money, so they just got rid of them. Good for me. I gotta clean the. You got a snow block. Good for me because guess what? I get to come in here. I get to clean the carbs, clean the gas tanks, clean the fuel lines, get them on, get them up and running again. Hopefully that's all they need. We'll see here. And then I have 2 generators. This lawnmower, state sale, had to clear out. I got it from my uncle because he had to sell his house and he had to move and get everything out. Well, because he had to get everything out. He said, I just need to get rid of this for almost scrap price, and I said, done, I'll buy it. So I bought it. It's been a problem ever since. I got to put 2 front tires in it. I already put a tube in the back. I got to order tubes for the front and do the fronts. I got to do the wheel bearings in the fronts. I have to go through this carburetor once again. I've gone through this carburetor tons of times. I think I need to order a carb kit for it. It leaks. It doesn't do proper. I think the gas tank is empty once again because of this damn carburetor. This carburetor sucks. So, but I don't have time for the, and the body's coming loose. The hydrostatic transmission leaks like a bitch. This whole tractor needs to be gone through and rebuilt. Am I going to be doing that right now? Nope, I'm not. I just don't have time to do this. So I'm gonna get this thing running again. We're gonna get the hydraulics to move the snowplow up again. I did not use this snowplow at all this year. Does it work? Yeah, it works great. Have I used it? No, I haven't used it. Why I haven't used it? This thing's not reliable enough to use. So we're gonna stick the battery in this thing, get this thing running, get it kicked out of the garage. Then I'm gonna work on these 2 small generators because I need them done and out of the garage, because you see there's a bunch of square body parts and the small brush cavity. That oil pan needs to go on the shelf. I'm not going to use that because we're not rebuilding that motor right now. We're going to put the other one in. That torque converter, that water pump's a good water pump that can go on the shelf. This transmission we are using, so I want to stick that in the corner because we are going to put that back in the truck. I have so much stuff going around all the time, 24/7. But first, let's get this thing started running. Fill the transmission back up with some fluid because it leaks like hell, and kick it out of here because come summer, I'm gonna want to use this thing again in summer once we have time, once I have some downtime. And tell me if you guys want to watch this, we are going to tear this thing fully apart. The transmission I'm going to send to my local John Deere guy, or I'm going to get him to send me a seal kit and everything for it, where they can completely rebuild that transmission, hydrostatic transmission / hydraulic pump. Where they swap this all out because I have this, I think it's up there, if I can recall. I have a new hydraulic arm pump system for this that sends hydraulics to the front, hydraulics to the back, and a hydraulic lift. It'll be a 3-prong hydraulic, which will be awesome. I want to buy a new battery for this thing because this thing, Obviously, this is the cheapest like lawnmower battery you can buy. This doesn't fit in the full space, so I'm gonna take some measurements, and I think a Honda battery will fit in here. So I think I'll buy a Honda battery that's at like 650 cold cranking amps at least for this thing. Co-hauler in the spring, we're gonna glue this thing. This thing's off of that square body actually. We're gonna glue that thing to this motor and stuff and make this thing a nice winter beater this summer for next winter. Not this winter, because I just don't have the time. So let's get this thing running and out of my garage. Are you eating snow? Oh well, it's just frozen water. Did you really go outside, grab snow, and come back in the garage? Oh. We are also going to replace all these cables come summer. My choke is froze up. I think the cable finally seized, even though I oiled it so many goddamn times. Yeah, it's seized inside the cable. I can see that it's free to move here, but as soon as, and the cable's broken, as soon as the outer sheathing hits the cable end here, she won't move. So the cable seized inside its seating. Let's make sure it's not seized on the carburetor, is it? No, it's not. Do I even have gas somewhere laying around here? Son, do you know where all the gas is? Yeah, it's a tire. Dad's gonna inflate those. But he wants to make sure he can get this thing running before he inflates the tires. Because this is a problem. You know, you drove in the garage. Yeah, the choke's not frozen, but the cable's frozen. So I'm replacing that cable. Let's just pull that cable off for now. Oh, I hate this damn thing. This thing was supposed to make my life easier. Let's see if this thing will even start. I wish I so badly had. If anybody has the John Deere 140 side cover, let me know. Ooh, and that's loose too. Oh man, I got so much stuff I gotta do on this. Felt some coilage. That needs to show. Yeah, Dad doesn't like this battery. This battery is the cheapest battery you can buy for a John Deere battery. Well, not a John Deere battery. It's the cheapest lawnmower battery you can buy. For 50 bucks. They're garbage. Oh. That's right, Dad wired up the garage so it's off with the switch too. Oh. There we go. Check spark. I'm putting a new coil in there, on there later. Want out of my garage. Plug doesn't look like it has any fuel to it. Let's check spark. Let's check if we're getting spark from this damn fucking coil again. Yep, we're getting pretty good spark. Hey kid, if you watch, watch the spark plug. See how it's a little bit of light? Here, we'll put it back right here. We have a spark. Now we just need fuel. And I know we have compression because as you hear when I put the spark plug back in, it runs slower. Hey Colton, it's turning over much, much slower. See? That's compression. So we put that back on there. You keep your face away from there. Let's go stick some gas in this gas tank and see if it'll just run. I need some better pliers. We're taking off that choke cable and running choke by hand. So why would a choke cable break or seize? Okay, we'll put some gas in it and see if it'll show run off some gas. Where did I just put the cap? I'm going crazy. Yeah, track third. see fuel running down. Alright, replace the battery in the GoPro because it keeps freezing. Come on, tractor. Yeah. Choke lever up, choke open. Choke lever down, choke close. Something's not sounding happy. Hey. Right, choke again. Yes, I know you're unhappy. Stay running. Stay running. Top up the transmission. So I got the heater going in here and stuff. I already got this one generator torn apart. All it was a dirty carb and a bad filter. This is just foam. So I got some foam pads on order here. Look how bad that is. Just junk. That normally is caused from, because it's a brownie color, that's normally caused from, well, actually, like, that's normally caused, especially as you see this, it just being left with the gas knob left open, and it just pouring all the fuel out of it. Normally, I've already tested the Peacock, as I spill all the gas tank bolts over. That knob does hold the gas back, even with a little bit of pressure, holds the gas back, so I'm not really worried about it. I think whoever was last in here left this one open. Yeah, like, because I haven't touched this one yet. Other than I took the air filter off, and no, it's left closed, open. So, I don't know, is there gas in here too? Yeah, this one has gas in it too. I need to get better GoPro batteries. These GoPro batteries, they don't last in the cold, they die, even though it's warm in here. But not, they're 5 years old, so I get it. They don't want to live anymore. I want to buy a new GoPro, but if more of you subscribe to the channel and actually make me some more money on this thing, I haven't made a dime yet. If we make some money on this thing, I'll buy a new camera. But for now, I'm stuck with this old girl. So as I was saying, this one, just a bad filter and a carb clogged up. We'll throw this gas tank back on it. I put some clean gas in there to freshen up. I'll get this one back together. Everything but the filter. I'll order some. I'm just gonna order some foam on Amazon there and get her in there. I love this heater. I have it set to the coldest setting. No, never mind. I didn't have it set to the coldest setting. I had it set to off because it was making noise. So I'm gonna get this one together and I'm gonna get that one started. Starting my big work light. Use an oil change. It runs pretty good. Turn kill switch on. Choke. Choke off. For one choke, it has a kill. This is off when the choke was on. So if I do this, Choke's on, it's off. Works good. Again, this is free. All it was a clogged carb and a bad filter. That's it. Free. This is what I mean. So for this one, you see, there's very little settlement in the fuel bowl. There's a bit of settlement in the fuel. This thing has a fuel catch bowl. As I see, I can turn this, stick this here, turn this, dumps fuel, so it's not clogged. I just quickly grabbed some brake clean and shot with that little nozzle through all of the fuel jets and everything, so it's all cleaned up. I bet you I'll clean out these bowls here and stick them back on, and you'll see this thing will probably fire right up and be good. And that's all it was. I got 2 brand new free generators. One's going to go to my dad, one's going to go for me for camping here. And so me and my father each get a generator for camping here and stuff like that. I mean, here I'll quickly throw these filters in, run it, test it, make sure it works, because I don't know if this one runs yet. I know the other one did. I turned the fuel shut off and I ran it till the carb was out of gas, because I don't need it sitting there with fuel in the carb bowl to gum it up again. That's what you don't want. So we'll literally just take your fuel bowl, clean it out, reinstall it. Reinstall the fuel bowl. Quickly check this one too. Yeah, it has oil. Actually, it's not as old in this one. It's pretty clean. Other one definitely needs an oil change. Choke on, fuel on. Oh, this one probably just ran off the brake clean. See, now there's a problem. This one's not as easy. Alright, this one's a little more challenging. Alright. Ooh. Ooh. You know what? A dirty plug will do that too. Now we got our tester, our hot sauce bottle here. Stick it right there. Clamp her. She's upside down. See if she'll breathe bottom fed. Oh, if I don't knock the bottle off here. No, I think this one's got a carburetor I need to dig more in. Carburetor's back together. Sprayed her out a bit. Choke on. We'll pour some gas in the fuel bowl. There, that should be full. Well, she started on choke, but then when she went full throttle, she didn't like that. Huh. It wants to run on choke, but it doesn't want to run on full throttle. I think the governor's worn out a little bit. Because it wants to run off half choke. And the governor is okay. So I guess if there's slop in the governor. Yeah, okay, so she wants to keep running, but then the choke gives up. So I wonder if I take some pliers here. saw it there, all I was doing is I was adjusting the governor idle. It's a little high because this one's a bit more worn out, so this one's left a bit high because it doesn't want a low idle. They both run. That one I had to play with the governor a little bit. This one just fires up and runs. This one's really good. That one's a bit worn out. The governor has a little play in it. But they both run. So like I said before, I got into mechanics with small motors because all you need for a small gasoline motor to run is fuel, compression, and spark. You got those three things, those motors will run. Even with, especially the old Wisconsins and stuff like that, those old cast motors, if they're worn out and there's no rings in them, they'll still fucking run. We have one of them on the channel. We have a couple videos of a 1940s Wisconsin motor running. I like how I have so many securities. One, I have the heater off. I've unplugged it, as well as this switch, as you see, goes down, controls all my plugs. So when I hit this switch, all plugs are dead. On purpose. I don't need a conscience of an electrical fire or something like that. That's why it was wired up that way. So I can, as I'm leaving the garage here, I can shut everything off and I know everything is off. Don't need to burn to the ground. But I can say my window's finally fixed from that vandalism. That I'm happy about. And like I said, if you guys want to start tinkering, like I started tinkering as a teenager, I still tinker with small motors. I don't do client work for small motors anymore, but I used to as a teenager. People bring me lawnmowers and stuff like that. I had a whole shed full of motors that I got for free, picked up the side of the road or anything, for parts, because the parts were so expensive. And because I lived around a lot of farmers being cheap, because I got everyone's old junk, and especially people bring junk to me, I'd be like, I can't fix it. Ah, well then you keep it. It'd go into my part stash, because I would have a motor come in and it'd be like, oh, I need this part. Well, I have this part off this machine. I had this, and I would make like 4 machines to one running machine, really cheap for a farmer, and he'd give me a couple bucks. Worked that way for a long time until I got sick of it, because I tell you what, when you start getting out of farmers, 'cause farmers are cheap, but farmers for the most of the time are fairly understandable if something can be fixed or not. Once you start getting clients that aren't farmers and you try and start selling stuff, I had people get mad at me being like, they'd bring something to me, I'm like, I can't fix it. Well, I really want it fixed. How much it would be to fix? Well, to order all new parts and stuff like that, it'd be like $300, $400. Oh, well, that's the price of a new motor. I'm like, I agree with you. So buy a new motor and I'll charge you $100 to install it. Oh, well, I'll just do it myself then. Or, okay, whatever. And like, it got to that point where I got so sick of small motors. So my one buddy was really interested in it. So I said, here, you can take my whole, I had a small shed full. I said, you can take everything. I'm done. I'm getting all small motors. And I'm still that way. I have this because it came with a lot of stuff. This thing needed a little bit of work to get the gear drive to run, and it needs a new belt. Like, I need to replace the belts on it and do a couple things. I hate snowblowers. I hate them. These motors are always finicky, no matter what, because you got to think, we're trying to start them in minus 30 Celsius, which is like minus 65 or whatever, like, I don't know, in Fahrenheit. But like, always trying to get these damn motors to run when it's super, super cold is a pain in my arse. So that's why this thing gets parked in. I mean, though this thing has actually been starting really reliable since I've done a fair bit of the maintenance to it. I definitely didn't leave the fuel on. I don't know what you're talking about. Probably because I was moving this thing in and out, in and out. Because this thing was outside with the lawnmower in here. I got a bunch of ice in the propeller, so I had this thing running here. to figure out what was wrong with it. And I don't use this. This would make a lot more sense if I was out at the farm and had the clear and stuff like this. I do keep this around, but reality wise, I really don't need this machine. I may end up keeping it because I did try and sell it, and then I had a guy, he came and bought it. He ran it here, he tested it in my yard, everything. He rented a trailer. He brought it home. He phoned me later. He's like, oh, this thing's not throwing as far as I want. And oh, it's backfiring. Because he left the choke on. He left the damn choke on. And so he's like, oh, it's backfiring, or like that. I thought he was trying to scam me and stuff like that. He got back here. I gave his money back because I'm honest, but I told him, don't fucking waste my time ever again. I never want to see your face again. Because you're returning, I'm not fucking Walmart. You're returning something to me that's working perfectly fine just because, what, you had buyer's regrets? Buyer's remorse? Like, because I bet you he probably messaged another guy, hey, I don't need that snow, because he said he had a couple more lined up. I'm betting you what is the case, because he wasn't too upset about renting the trailer afterwards. I bet you what it was is the other guy said, oh, well then I'll knock another $100 off. He just needed money for his whatever piece of shit snowmobile or snowblower, and so he wanted his money back from me so he could go buy a cheaper one. I bet is what it was. Guy was really off-putting and unsettling, and that's why I got out of small motors, and that's why, like, I took this thing off the market. I got so tired of messing with people. This thing's a good machine. I'll just keep it. I can't replace it for $3 grand. So a machine I got for almost free, threw probably a couple $100 into. It's a really good machine for me. I'll keep it. Generators, those generators run actually really good. Those generators I just fixed. Those generators I got for free. All I had to do is clean the carb. The one has a worn out governor, so I had to adjust the governor to a high idle. But it works perfectly fine. Generators around here are $1,000, even for those. Used, they're probably about $500. All right, that thing used is about $1,200. So, like, just in this video, I showed you I have like over $2.5 grand worth of used equipment. That's what it's used. $4 or $5 grand brand new for free. Well, close to free. Couple $100 in the snowblower. Paid a couple $100 for that lawnmower. And you know what? The damn generators I got for free. I mean, I'm into those for zero, and I can turn around and sell those for $500 a piece. Like, yeah. I got into mechanics with small motors. Small motors, if you're a teenager or anything, because they're very simple. Like I said, those generators, you get them running. All I need was a 10mm socket and a Phillips and a flathead screwdriver. That's it. That's all that entire motor is put together with. Oh, and I guess my C channel is the fucking undo the fuel hose. Like, you get a basic socket set for a couple $100. Pick up stuff for free on the side of the road, go trash hunting and stuff like that, grab a free lawnmower, start tinkering with it. Do you know how many lawnmowers I tore apart before I put one back together? Too many. Hence why I had so many goddamn parts. But I figured it out. I play with it. I read books. Right now we got a V8 torn apart. That's not my first V8 torn apart, but that's probably going to be the first V8 I put back together. Well, okay, that's not true. I put back about 3 or 4 V8s, but I've torn apart for maybe 12. Because I pick them up for free. I pick them up on the side of the road. I pick them up for scrap. And you just start tearing apart and tinkering, tearing apart and tinkering it. And next thing you know, you're building trucks on YouTube. And you're paying for your finances and stuff like that through buy and sell. Even though I'm almost a Red Seal mechanic, I'm getting away from the buy and sell because I hate people. Because people are ignorant. And they want everything for free. But with that, and the main reason I'm doing all this and stuff like that, I want to encourage more kids into doing this. I want to push more kids into do this. And segueing into that, a really long time ago when the channel had, I think, barely 100 subscribers, we promised, I bought this toolbox in intentions to giving to one of the people who subscribe to the channel and one of the people who support the channel. As well as my motivations have slightly changed, as well as adding on. I like to give this to somebody who wants to learn mechanic, and wants to learn wrenching, and wants to get into this industry very well. And that person in mind You've started seeing him around the channel, actually. He I started working with him, young kid, working as a lube tech under me. Then started to become friends. He found out, before we became friends, he found out that I did YouTube and stuff like that. He was subscribed to it, he was commenting on it, he was supporting it. Then we became friends and stuff through work, and then after work and stuff like that. And then I started teaching him some more stuff and teaching him stuff here and there. And then we got it to the point where he helped me rebuild one truck. And now in my yard is his 2 trucks. He's building 2 trucks in the one truck because he we'll get into that in another video. So you guys have seen him in the last couple videos. He's a very smart kid. He's a very good kid. He's trying very hard. He's had a short stick drawn on him, especially around here with employments and stuff being all sketchy, because it is sketchy. That's why I'm trying to get out of this damn industry. We're going to be giving this toolbox to him, so he has a little something that he can carry around, have a couple extra things, and know what? He supports the channel. I like to show him a little more support. There's a couple hats, a couple shirts, a couple random tools in here. Like I said, this thing's been sitting around for years because it took us a couple years before we actually got here. So just like it was last time it was closed, all the stuff I've added into it over the years, little trinkets, little things, little socket set, little whatever. When he shows up here today to work on his truck, he's going to get a little surprise. So for him for right now, we're just going to throw this right there. I do have some good news. Pouty face.
What is this?
It's yours. That's what it is.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate it. I mean, okay.
I bought that 2-3 years ago. It's a 1,000 subscriber giveaway.
That's a subscriber giveaway. That's awesome. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
And $200. This is Schneider Classics sponsorship.
Oh, wow. I appreciate that. That is something. I'm happy about that. Thank you, man.
There. Now you can be a little more happy on Devastation Island over there.
Yeah, well.
There, open it up.
Oh, wow.
It's full of shit from a long time ago.
That's pretty cool, though. Oh, yeah, even those over. Yeah. This is nice. I'll have to put the tools in here.
There.
Scatter of tools out of my other project.
Well, it's only been hanging out in the garage, my garage rafter for the full year. There, I did it. No one else gets it. It's done. But you know what? You support the channel, and I like to support people who support me. That's the #1 rule.